Messages are a communication transmitting via a messenger, a notice sent through an agency. In this case, the divine, pertaining to, of the nature of, or proceeding from the highest source. And considering that the message is from the highest source, the purpose is never to convince, as if the Most High is in need of validating. That is why when we align thereto, we aren't seeking validation either. The whole premise of declaring or making something legally valid in the system run by governments speaks to the absence of divine authority. In other words, no messages are coming from the divine through these agencies, which is why there is no coincidence why they seek the validation of the people, because the power they claim isn't divine, but dependent upon the people's participation. Without their participation, they won't feel empowered. So they create reward systems to add value to the participating, which consequently and passively, might I add, creates disdain with those who don't, more or less. Hence the isms we witness today, a divide not based on choosing wellness, but those who claim to be leaders charting paths that were paid for them in the effort to ensure compliance, not because they possess divine authority, but because they want to emulate that through the people's compliance. The reason why it's considered emulation is because true leadership isn't voted in. It's an embodiment, whether or not others choose to follow. And if there be a following, it has nothing to do with repeating actions and more to do with the likeness of spirit, the divine spirit, that is, embodying the spirit of autonomy instead of attempting to guide others to prove one is a leader, bypassing the natural processes of growth, whereby we naturally become aware of ourselves and make different choices based on the understanding we have gained through life experience. Many who claim leadership positions today were groomed for that, being manipulated into something that they were not, and that is solely created to lead others, as to count that more important than personal development or growth. This desire to dictate other people's life isn't a divine purpose. The highest source would never direct our attention to without unless it's to illustrate what's going on within. So if we do have a problem, it's actually solved because the root cause of that problem isn't dismissed, magnifying symptoms instead as to distract oneself from restitution. Yes, the only rightful ownership we have is of ourselves. And that is what the Most High restores, because it is the key to our divine inheritance. I'm capturing my journey. Feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you get the picture.